True.
Like that.
That's true. We could talk till the cows come home. So
yeah, we'll
like, come in, Bessie.
What is a simile? So it's metaphor and simile. We could just talk about similes.
Okay.
And why use them, or I just see them as an invaluable part of a writer's armory, especially if you're a poet.
Okay.
You'd use similes like okay, you've got the usual cliche ones like oh god, black as coal, or a slip as an eel, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are the cliche ones, but you want ones that are different. And like we use them all the time.
Black like my heart.
Black like black like the pluke on the end of my nose.
black like my iPhone screen.
Black like the eels, like the tip of the eels. Who? I think there's something else.
That's what I call anticipation. So yeah, so like coming up with something that's not standard.
Yeah, basically that's what you need. You want something that's not standard. That's something that people can sort of like kick off and think, oh, that's a really nice image, because you're using the similes to create images, really. That's what it's all about. Hang on, I'm trying to get the oh, I've lost you. Come back.
You lost me. I'm still here. I'm still here.
I pressed a button and everything sort of disappeared into the screen. A bit like Star Trek. It suddenly zoomed off. That was a simile, a bit like, like you disappeared like Star Trek. Hello, you made it.
Yay. So I've got May and Tony and Mandy's beasties here. So
that's brilliant. The gang's all here.
Yeah. So we're talking about metaphor and simile. And how to use them, why to use them, and what's the difference between them.
Well, you've got, the simile and metaphor, usually they go hand in hand. So a simile is, what is a simile? A figure of speech that compares two different things. So as black as ice, as cunning as a fox, as what was I say? Black as coal.
Yeah,
black as
coal.
So
it's a simile is something that is similar to something else. It's the easy way to remember it, isn't it?
But you usually, with a simile, you usually have the word as, or like.
Yeah.
So black as coal, as slippery as an eel, as I don't know,
as confused as a Mary.
Yeah, or as confused as confused like Lee. Confused like Lee.
Okay, so and then a metaphor is
a figure of speech. Sorry, I'm speaking over you. A figure of speech, word or phrase applied to an object or action which isn't literally applicable, like it's raining cats and dogs, or
so Tony's given us one. Oopsie. Hi Sophie, sorry, hit the wrong thing. Tony's given us, she roared like a lion. So that's a metaphor, not a simile.
No, she roared like a lion is a simile, because you've got the word like in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you've got as or like in it, that's a simile.
Okay.
So you're comparing two. But when you're making it, okay, two examples. So we've got lion. Okay, Bob is as brave as a lion.
Okay, that's simile.
And a metaphor is Bob is a lion.
Okay.
All right. So another one would be life is like a dream.
Okay.
And the other one would be life is a dream.
Okay. So the metaphor is when it's is, whereas a simile is when it is like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's sort of like the two, the definition of the two, or you separate out the two. What I was going to ask us to do, I was going to give us a bit of a worky shoppy.
Ooh.
And I was going to, you don't have to do it now, but I was thinking you could take this away with you and think about hands. Think about a pair of hands. Hands that you know, not hands that you remember, but hands that you know. Like it
Okay.
could be your child's hands or your husband's hands or your own hands. And yeah, use hands that you see and ask a load of questions. Put a load of questions around them because this will generate the responses. So, are they male hands? Are they female hands? What size are they? Are they small or large? Or, what do the nails look like? Have they got any scars around them? And what shape? Because not all hands are uniform. Some of them, you can
Very
get
different.
an old person's hands that are very, very knobbly, or some that are very slender, or some that are very just stubby. So when you use the words to explain your hands, for example, and this is about really adding more depth to your writing. So if you said he had fingers like maggots,
Yeah.
that's good. That response makes you think, ooh, would I want those maggoty hands on me? That.
Oh, God, no.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, in a sense, it gives you an image. It offsets an image, and it gives you an insight. It gives you more depth into that character. You've not had to write much,
Yeah.
but it gives you the depth of that character by saying, well, he's got hands like maggots. So does that infer something about his personality, about the characterization of that person?
Yeah.
So what you're doing is adding, you're lending more depth for the reader to infer.
With very, 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 it's like a shortcut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With very, very little. But that adds more quality to your writing rather than giving screeds and words, which is fine because you want to up the word count, but you want to make it quality word.
You shouldn't be wanting to up the word count.
Sorry. But you want to put quality words. You want to make it a joy for the reader rather than the reader thinking, oh, I'm going to have to trudge through all this sludge. The more economical you are with your words and the more clever you are with the words by using similes and metaphors, the more you're bringing it. It's like setting off fireworks of images in the reader's mind.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And what you want to do is bring those things to bear in your writing to make your writing full and rich and making it a really interesting read without you needing to put lots of words in.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. It's sort of like what you're doing is emphasizing. Okay, you're emphasizing the interconnectedness of things. So you've got the characterization just through that. You've got images, and it's adding to the story, and all of these things all fit together. There.
Cool. So what's the exercise we have to do? We have to look at a pair of hands. And decide.
Look at a pair of hands and just play with the images. Think about these hands, and what do they look like? Do they look like fat sausages, or do they look like, you can have images like mechanical hands or Meccano hands, or hands like carrots, or something like that. If you think of carrots, you think of orange hands that are all pointy and possibly little wormy things on the end. Those sort of things. Play with it. Try just see what happens. Try different nouns and adjectives around it. Play with words that you wouldn't usually put around it. Hands like biscuits. Battenberg or something like that. I don't know. I'm just sort of using things off my head.
I've got. I mean, as you say, it's like that. There's ideas going off in my head like fireworks at the moment. Just from you saying hands like biscuits and hands like carrots or fingers like carrots. It's like it's all sorts of things going on in my head now. Just from doing that. Just from you saying that out loud. So yeah, hands like biscuits. I'm sort of thinking, are they sweet?
Hungry as well. Yeah.
Are they sweet? Do we want to nibble them? Are we, so like.
Yeah, you can have hands like, I don't know, rock that you get at the seaside. Imagine that. Fingers like rock that you get at the seaside. I'm just sort of pulling mad stuff out of my head. But hopefully you're getting what I'm on about. You Seen the
I think
influences.
I've heard sort of fingers like sausages before.
Yeah.
That sort of feels like one that might been overdone.
That cliche, yeah.
But yeah, sort of fingers like clothes pegs. Fingers like, I don't know, tentacles.
Yeah, tentacles. Fingers like
Fingers like tentacles.
they're all over the place. Makes you sound like a dirty. It makes it sound like a dirty old man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, the
So
one that we used to call the WHTs, wandering hand troubles,
yeah,
in the
I
70s.
remember that. Yeah, we used to. Yes, we did. We used to the people that had wandering hand syndrome.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't get away with that now, could you? You wouldn't just go, "Oh,
No,
he's got that." You'd just go,
no, no. It's very in and of its time. But there
So
you go.
yeah, no,
But
that's really interesting, actually.
yeah, it's just a
So
way of enriching your text without sort of having to go to great lengths. But you need to put the work in.
yeah, so Matt, the beast is just saying, I was thinking of a rich tea being dipped and all soggy, useless.
Yeah.
So sort of fingers like biscuits, you know.
And what would that make you think of? Would that make you think of a young person or an
Just
old
all
person?
sloppy and ugh.
So if you're thinking of, like clammy hands or something like that, if you think of hands as clammy as a wet fish,
Yeah,
what?
that's been overdone.
Yeah, but
Hasn't it?
even if you think of it, or fingers like a wet fish or something like that, would that make you think of someone that you think of the smell, you
Yeah,
think of the texture, and you think, and
yeah,
then you think, well, who might these fingers belong to? Even though it's fleeting, it's still it's almost like adds to the quality of your text
yeah.
without really
It
having
gives
to.
you an emotional response.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can get an emotional response out of your reader, you're doing well. You want
Yeah,
to break their hearts. You want to make them cry. You want to make them laugh out loud. You want to do anything you can to get any kind of emotional response out of a reader. Because if you get an emotional response, you've got them. So
here in my hands, I've got a little reader here. Would you like to say hello?
fingers like a prison.
Oh, fingers like prison. Oh, sorry. So, how about some nice ones? Fingers,
Yes, Tony's saying, how about some nice ones? Okay, so fingers like, or hands like.
hands like
The wings of a dove. Hands like the wings of a dove. How about
yeah,
that? Or go on. How about hands
hands
like,
like butterfly kisses.
oh,
Oh,
so fingers like I'm thinking massage, but I can't think what to do with them. Fingers like
uh,
swirls
fingers,
of heaven.
fingers like a great big ooh. Oh. It is hard, isn't it?
Oh, I like that. There we go. Beastie saying hands like candy floss.
Oh,
I
or
do like that.
fingers like liquid syrup.
Ooh, I like that too.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
because that's not actually the shape or anything. It's just the
It gives you
emotion.
it gives you the emotion, but it gives you the sense of the touch.
Yeah,
So, that way, what you're doing by using your similes, you're accessing the five senses. So you can have, you can have fingers like a smell if you want to, fingers like a waft of fetid breath or something. I don't know. Fingers like a
rose
fly.
water. Finger touch of rose water.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about sort of fingers, fingers like a cloud. Fingers like ooh, I like that one from May. Fingers like dripping icicles.
Nice, because you've got that sensation of the ice, the coldness. I mean, what that would indicate to me is like fingers like dripping icicles. This was a person that had a cold heart. This is a
Yeah,
person that wouldn't want near me. This is a person that might have dripping icicles, could be sharp. They could
yeah,
hurt. So I wouldn't want someone like that near me. Or fingers
yeah.
of Oh, haha. Yes, I
Fingers
like
of
finger.
fudge.
A finger of fudge is just enough to have yourself a treat.
A finger of fudge is enough. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
So you could say something. I mean, could you add things to it, like, you know, she was biting her nails like that, like they were fingers of fudge.
You could. I think it would detract from what you're trying to say. You know.
It would be very confusing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I do like fudge. Finger of fudge is just enough to give the kids a treat. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was just what I was saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So that's a simile.
That's a simile. Whereas
Okay.
a metaphor is
Metaphor.
What did I say? Life is a dream. Life's a dream.
Life is a dream, or or John was a lion.
Yeah.
What
is it? Life is a box of chocolates. Do you remember Garp? Life's a box of chocolates.
That wasn't Garp. That was Life According to Garp was something else. That was I
can see it. Life's
a box like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get and all that. Oh, what is his name?
I can because he did that ball
Forrest
thing.
Gump.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. See,
it's not me. It wasn't me. It was Sophie and Beastie who came up with that. It's like, I was sitting there going, I want to get it before someone else does. Yes, Forrest Gump. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's now saying Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run.
I did it deliberately.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's funny. Garp. I love Garp, I have to say. Yeah. Oh look, David Tennant. So yeah, metaphor. So why did we start on about Garp and Forrest Gump? Oh, life is like a box of chocolates. That's what it's. So yes, but that is a simile. Life is like a box of chocolates.
But if you said life is a box of chocolates, that's a metaphor.
Okay, so yeah, so
not say life is a box of chocolates, or is like? Did he say is like a box of chocolates?
No, he said life is like a box of chocolates.
Oh, so he used a simile. Okay, slap me now, and I'll just go and stand in the corner.
So metaphor is when you say something is not like, but just something is something, or so not brave as a lion, but he was a lion.
Yeah, it's like Joan of Arc was a
pillar of strength.
A pillar of strength.
That would be a metaphor. Okay. Or no, that would be a simile as well.
She is a pillar of strength, or was a pillar of strength.
No, the one I was thinking of, what I was about to say out loud was a simile, not a metaphor. Yeah. Oh, this is not as easy as it sounds, is it?
No.
So okay. See who can come up with a metaphor then in the comments. See if you can come up with a metaphor for us. So Sophie, I've just got it. David Tennant is a squirrel.
Yeah.
Well, that's a metaphor. Yeah. I thought you were just commenting on last week.
I am the dog that chases the squirrel.
What was that?
I am the dog that chases the squirrel. Yeah.
So that would be a metaphor.
Yeah.
So I'm the lion. I'm the zebra that got away from the lion.
Yep.
That's a metaphor. So
I am the beast that traveled the plains.
So yeah, so it's basically not saying it's like it, it's saying it is it.
It is it, yeah.
and leaving the reader to understand that it's a more powerful way of saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like what's that insult? Like, you're a tube.
Yeah.
No, you are a tube. That's a metaphor.
Yeah.
You know, just like people understand what you're on about, but it's sort of making a comparison in a sense, but putting.
So when you say somebody's a dickhead,
Yes,
That's a metaphor.
yeah, absolutely.
Let's get our insults sorted into metaphors and similes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He is a total Wally.
So when you use a term to or a phrase to describe or symbolize something else, bottling up his anger. So bottling up his anger, is that a metaphor?
It's a figure of speech that gives it's like a car, an abstract idea. That's a personification, I think.
Okay.
I
So
think that's
bottling up his anger is a personification. So what's the difference between a personification and a metaphor? I'm putting it through her paces tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, personification is a figure of speech that gives an inanimate object, such as a car or an abstract idea, human traits or qualities.
But anger is a human trait. So it's not giving a human trait to an object, because bottling up their anger is the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Yeah, I was concentrating
So
on
that would be a metaphor then.
a metaphor. Yeah, sorry.
So if it was the anger, if it was the anger was bottled, it would be no. That still wouldn't be, would it? If the bottle was angered, that would be personification.
Yeah,
but bottling the anger is a metaphor.
Yeah. Oh wow! Hark at us. We is trying hard tonight, aren't we?
Trying hard. It's just, the funny thing is we do this sort of stuff all the time, but we don't necessarily put the names on it. You know, when we're writing, we don't think, oh, I'll put a simile here and I'll put a metaphor there. And it's like, do you know what I mean? It's all, we kind of do it, but we don't necessarily.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily like, kind of, oh, I haven't got enough similes here. I'll put a few more in.
It's like when you start talking about nouns and abstract nouns and verbs and adverbs and things like that, I'm going, and I do know them. And when you point them out, I know them, but I have to stop and give myself a little bit of a, oh, right. Okay. That's, you know, and it takes me a while to get my head around it, but we all know it. It's just that we're just not used to using that language around the terminology of it on a regular basis.
I mean, it's like my son's about to go into higher English. You'd think I would be able to tutor him in English. And I could do business. I can tutor him in business, no problem at all. Can't tutor him in English because it's like I get so frustrated with it all, because it's like you just go, what, why? So yeah, it's you get so into the habit of doing it anyway without actually doing the theory of it. That so Tony's like giving us a nice explanation. So personification would be my alarm clock shouts at me.
That's it. Well done. Well done.
Right.
Just for those of you that were in my writing group on Wednesday, the exercise that we did on poems, because we wrote some cracking poems on Wednesday, didn't we, guys? Yes. A lot of that we were working with simile and metaphor. You know, some really cracking ones, like what was in that poem? His smile was like a cesarean section, or something like that.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So we had some really, really wonderful ones, and we were all laughing like drains in that particular one. Yeah,
I've heard you laugh like drains a lot on a Wednesday evening.
We laugh and cry. In fact, last Wednesday we laughed and cried. So we went from two extremes. You know, we were reading bits and pieces, but it was great. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's fun. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
So Tony is also adding, we use them all the time without realizing or thinking about it. Absolutely. We do. Absolutely. Yes, we do.
So have we confused you all, guys?
Well, come on. I think this is great. People should actually start doing their own ones. So his butt crack was like a priest hole. Was like a priest hole was the one that was the one that got me. All right, so his butt crack was like a priest hole. Where did that come in? Oh.
Who wrote that one? Was it Wendy or was it you, Sophie? I can't remember. Let's wait to see if she comes back. It was really, really good.
So yeah, Pam's saying, laughing with you, Mary, smile like a C-section. That is hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Laugh like a C-section. Or smile like a C-section. So yeah, BC saying yes, that was the poem, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, we could it was the poem you read to them, apparently.
I could read you I could go and find the book and read you the poem if you like, so we can have a
No, because that involves you getting up and going and leaving me on my own again.
Sorry.
So I know you. It's probably in the other room, and you'll be like 5 minutes, and I'll be sitting here going.
It'll be I know exactly where it is. It's in the kitchen.
All right, okay. That's about 2 rooms away from you.
I can run in a sort of hop along way, you know. I can run like a rabbit.
Aha, you could. So yeah, we could run like a. I was trying to think of a pogo stick. You could run like a pogo stick.
Yeah.
So yeah. So has anybody got any questions about metaphor or simile that we can fire at Lee? Lee's going to go again. She's off. Oh, we had one earlier, which was funny because it's like I'm drinking tonic water, right? So I sat here with my tonic water bottle out of view and went. So we came up with the farts like a, what was it? Farts like a
effervescent tonic water.
Yeah, so farts like opening, an effervescent. Right. Okay. So homework. So homework is going to be just to come up with a metaphor or a simile.
Yeah, metaphor or simile. Use hands or feet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, use hands or feet, and just
both,
or both, and write as many metaphors or similes that you can around. It's good practice because it's good for getting you into thinking about what kind of character that you want to portray. I hate feet. I hate feet. Okay.
Well, you can still do similes and metaphors about feet.
Yeah.
You can do hating them, you know?
Like slices of gorgonzola. What does that bring to mind?
I'm thinking sort of white and blue and
clammy and veiny.
Squidgy. Yeah.
Yes, and veiny. So what, you know, would that be a young person or an old person?
Old.
Toenails like shoehorns.
Ooh. Yes. Okay. Feet like cherry blossom.
Oh. Reminds me of elephants up the trees.
Oh, that's my favorite series of jokes. Favorite series of jokes. So it's like the ones I always used to tell. But the clean versions and the read versions. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so think about what simile and a metaphor. You can do one of each, or you can do lots of them. But you know, see if you can do this. You put me off my cherry blossom. How could you? Feet like bowling balls.
Oh, that's great! I love that. Imagine
sure
those.
I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Sure, so I think it was my sister when she. My ankle was like a bowling ball when I broke it. I have to say, it was just like massive. It was huge. It was like an elephant that had snorted up a bowling ball.
How about feet like pterodactyls?
Oh, quite like that actually.
Yeah.
Feet like pterodactyls. Beast is saying, I wrote a song called Toes Like Razor Blades. Oh gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that makes me
the
cringe.
hand's gone completely wrong.
Oh, this could be fun, actually. We could have a really good laugh doing this week.
Yeah. It'd be even better if we all had a drink in our hands and
Yeah,
choked down.
it's true. So,
One,
it's a new drinking game.
Let's play Similes. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Oh, we'll have to do that on when we do our writing retreats. Have
Yeah.
drinking games for things like similes and metaphors. That would be quite a laugh, actually. Quite fun.
Came out with the worst simile, has to chug.
Yeah. We do it like the do you know the alphabet game where sort of I went down the shops and I bought etc. So we could actually do it like in a round that everyone has to come up with a simile, and if they choke, then they have to drink. So Sophie's saying Beastistic, is that about Edward Scissorhands' cousin?
Yeah.
Razor Toes. Edward Razor Toes.
Edward Razor Toes.
That's still making me cringe, I have to say.
Feet like a pile of verrucas. Don't know why I said that. I'll shut up.
I'm just sort of trying to think, actually, does that count? Because it's you do have verrucas on your feet?
But you could have, feet that were verrucas on verrucas on verrucas,
Yeah. Nasty.
Yeah.
Very nasty.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with Beastie. No.
Yeah. Feet like a cornucopia of corns.
So I know you can have sort of walking on, when your feet are walking on stuff, you can say you're walking on clouds and you're, sort of all walking through. Yeah, I'm going to think about that one. I'm going to think about that one and I'm going to join in. I'm going to do it this week because that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone come up with a metaphor and a simile about hands or feet or both. It's getting into the swing now. Feet like pus pits.
Imagine a room full of verruca feet. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Really love your verruca feet. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. We love your verruca feet. Your verruca feet.
And on that note, all right, guys.
It's been great. Hopefully, we've covered you. We've not confused you. We've covered you in lots.
That makes a lot more sense to me, I have to say. It's like, it really does. I sort of feel like I've got a better grounding of it now. So
yeah.
And I was trying to read up on it today, and I kind of couldn't get my head around it. So it really does. So we've got a couple more just before we go. Feet as big as boats that reeked like a toxic drum.
Oh, nice, Tony. Nice. I like that.
Isn't that a metaphor and a simile? No, feet as big as boats. So that's a simile that reeks like a toxic drum. So it's both similes.
Oh, simile. Yeah.
Okay, Beast saying made much more sense. Thank you. And we love you too.
Yes, we love you too. Thanks for joining us.
You're all right. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.